are the 3 lessons I've learned from Magnus Carlsen. Yes, I'm one of the luckiest chess players on earth, because even if I'm not a super grandmaster, I've had the honor to play the GOAT. When I published this short about the game, people said it's fake. But no, it's real. How did it happen? Well, Julius Baer is the sponsor of the Champion Chess Tour, where Magnus is playing. And as a prize, as a reward for their clients, they have organized a private event where Magnus is playing some clients. I'm not one of the clients, but I know one person that is. Noel's dad got a spot to play Magnus, and he gave it to me. 1 game, 3 lessons, let's go. Magnus with the white pieces played the King's Gambit, and I went for the counter gambit. Now you have to know 2 things about this game. Magnus had just 1 minute on his clock, I had 3 minutes. And he didn't know who I was and what my rating is. d4 is the move he played, which is actually a bad move. But I'm already in front of a tough decision. And here's the first lesson. The importance of the center, which is not just about placing a pawn on the center, but is about maintaining the control of it. And here I'm about to lose it. There are 3 pawns attacking my 2 pawns. I have basically 4 options. I can take this pawn, I can take this pawn, I can take this other one, or I can defend one of my pawns, for example, knight f6, which is defending this pawn, but also attacking this one. Now, I was actually considering just 2 moves, taking here or taking there, because in both cases, I'm just trading a central pawn for another central pawn, which is usually what you should do. The best move here would have been to take this pawn. I will tell you why. After queen takes, now the center is quite stable. There are those pawns, there is this pawn that is under attack. The most obvious move would be knight here attacking the queen, but I would lose a pawn. That's why I have to play knight out here. I'm protecting this pawn, attacking this one, and the position is roughly equal. But in this situation, I already made my first mistake. I'm taking this pawn. And the real problem of this move is that, yes, I'm trading a central pawn for another central pawn, but I'm letting Magnus take with a side pawn a central pawn. So now Magnus has 2 strong pawns in the center of the board, while I just have one that is actually even a bit weak because it's not so easy to protect it. For example, I can't go with the knight there protecting the pawn because that square is controlled by the pawn. I played the move c5, which is another mistake. And the reason is, the idea is good. I want to attack this central pawn, but I'm letting Magnus push this pawn, and now he has 2 strong pawns in the center of the board. It's really tough for me to go out with my knights. They cannot go in the most natural square. But do not give up here, because actually those pawns can be also a weakness. If I'm attacking them, it's not so easy for white also to protect this. For example, this pawn cannot be protected by the knight. So I thought that in this position I have chance to win the pawn on e5. And I played knight d7. Now, after the very natural move of Magnus, bishop f4, this is actually a mistake. Because I have a very sweet move. Also, Magnus said it, g5. I'm attacking the bishop, winning a tempo. The bishop has to move back, and then I play bishop g7. And this pawn is now attacked twice. The only way to protect it is to pin this knight that is attacking the pawn. And here, guys, we are at the second lesson. How to play a dynamic position. First of all, what is a dynamic position? This one. Why? Because there is this center that is double-edged. This can be very strong or very weak. If Magnus is able to play a few moves and consolidate this center, he will have a crushing position. I have a weak pawn here, I have a weak pawn there, and those 2 pawns are just too strong, limiting all my pieces. But if I have time to actually capture this pawn, I will have a great position. So a dynamic positions are all those situations where it's a matter of tempo, it's a matter of time. Will I be able to capture that pawn, or will Magnus be able to consolidate the position? And what you don't have to do in this situation is to waste time. And the move I played here is a waste of time. I'll show you first the best move. And the best move is knight h6. Because I want to attack this pawn. And how can I attack this pawn one more time? By castling the king. Because suddenly the knight is unpinned, and then I'm attacking this pawn again. Plus, once I'm castled, I can go with the rook on e8, attacking this pawn one more time with the rook. And this move is so powerful because it works both strategically and tactically. Here there is one move that I had to calculate. and it's the move e6. Because I'm losing a knight if it wouldn't be for the in-between move, queen a5 check. And now I'm attacking the bishop, I'm attacking the king, but there is knight c3. But here it's very smart because I can take here, and after pawn takes, I'm not taking the pawn, but I'm taking the bishop. And after the pawn is taking here, I'm taking back with the bishop. And in this position, I have an extra pawn and a much better position. I'm about to castle. I'm doing all right. That's why here, the best move is knight c3. Just avoiding all the tactical options. But in this position, I can simply castle. And now this pawn is hanging. So Magnus is forced to take with the bishop this knight. And now let's go back to this position. My mistake was to play the move a6. Because now you understand that yes, I'm forcing Magnus to take the knight, but I'm wasting a tempo because instead of developing the knight and castling, I play this unuseful move. Let's jump back to the analysis because there are 3 brilliant moves here. After I take back this bishop, Magnus has 3 ways to go on. Knight out and short castle, queen out and long castle, or to simply take back this pawn. Let's start with knight take e4 because this move is winning a pawn. But as you can see, it's a big blunder. And it's incredible why. Black can play the move f4. Now, if this knight is simply moving away, I'm skipping playing the move f4. The bishop has to move one more time. And then I'm winning back the pawn. Material is equal, but this king is going to be crazy in the middle of the board. And it's absolutely insane if white is taking en passant. I know that you're thinking about this move. Now, I'm not touching this bishop, because if I take, not good. But the brilliant move is rook e8. This move is insane. I'm saying like, yeah, feel free to take this bishop, I'm going to take the knight. And there we go. But this is not yet over, because after knight e2, which is the only way to prevent in a smart way the check, here there is a tactical trap. There is a very natural move. There is this bishop, this knight that is pinned, so the bishop could go there, but see the bar. It's crazy. It seems like you win a piece, but here there is the insane move castle. And you say, what? Because after this, you're still attacking the queen, but there is rook f8. This is sick. That's why here, instead of bishop g4, black needs to play queen f6. This move is so smart, stopping the king from castling, attacking this pawn and attacking this one, and also ready to go with bishop g4. Black is an amazing position here. So knight e4 is a mistake, and the 2 best moves would be 1, knight here, but here black can just play knight g4. If short castle, I have a nice fork here, so the queen goes out, but after e3, attacking the queen one more time, my knight is sneaking to e2. I actually have a very nice position. So the best move here is actually to play queen d2, looking at this pawn and ready to long castle. I would have played the move rook e8 for sure, attacking this pawn one more time. And here there is not a way to defend this pawn, but there is also this one hanging. So actually white can castle here long. I'm taking this pawn, and now this pawn can also be taken. And now guys, 2 more brilliant moves. Bishop d4. This is insane. We are attacking the knight, and if the knight is taking this pawn, there is this nice skewer, and we win the queen. So actually this knight is under attack, and if the knight moves in any square, there is this problem. So the only way is to defend the knight with the rook. But here we can force the knight to leave with the move f5. Now, if the knight takes here, you might say, but wait, you cannot play this move because the rook is controlling the square. But here there is a beautiful intermezzo. There is rook takes. Now, if the queen takes, there is a free knight. We would be happy. And if the bishop takes, that is a sick move. Brilliant move here. Black to move, knight g4. You might say, what? This move is basically leaving white without any option. There is this move incoming. If the queen is moving away, I'm taking this knight. If the king is moving away, there is bishop e3. Anyway, attacking the queen, attacking this piece. And black is winning a piece. Time to go back to the game. Now we understand that a6 is a bad move because I'm wasting a time. And now Magnus can go out with his pieces attacking this pawn. I'm protecting the pawn with the bishop, wasting another tempo. And Magnus goes out with the knight. Now this pawn is also hanging, but I can't, well, it's not really hanging, but I developed the knight, leaving this pawn hanging. I was hoping that after knight takes, I might have some tactics with knight take d5, and then I'm going to take the knight and winning back the pawn. They are not working. Anyway, Magnus decided not to take and to castle the king. We are almost to the 3rd lesson. Here, I have this pawn that is hanging, and so I decided to trade my bishop for the knight because I'm also creating some weaknesses for Magnus. And then I castle my king. There is a free pawn that Magnus was very happy to take, but not immediately. He first played the move d6, pushing my knight away. Now I go with the knight here, and I'm attacking this pawn. Now, if he takes here, I can take this pawn. That's why Magnus played rook f5. I love this move. The rook is attacking this pawn, protecting this one. And Magnus' next moves are quite clear. It's going to take here, it's going to slide the queen in a very powerful square, it's going to bring the other rook out. I'm getting crushed. And here is the third lesson. Even if I'm getting crushed, I'm trying to find resources. The queen is there. I played a move with the queen. The rook is going there. Never give up. Even when you're playing the goat, you might have the chance for a very beautiful move. I played rook f8. And I will let you see the final part of this game. Magnus was left with just a few seconds to convert this game.
There is still this knight jump, but oh, that is very clever. What can I do now? Okay, I can take with the rook. Otherwise, I might have lost a whole rook there. But now I still have. Oh, my opponent has started pre-moving. Very tricky. I'm gonna go be Pac-Man with the king, just grab everything that I can. But the question is, will I be in time? I gotta play very fast. But I think I'll be okay. I think there should be plenty of time still. Oh, I expected the king to go the other way. But now it looks like mates. Okay, 5 seconds to go. Okay, this was the closest game by far so far. So that was a good job by my opponent, that's for sure.
And if you guys enjoyed this, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Do it so I can ask Magnus a rematch. And if you want, you can check out the Magnus Carlsen commentary of this game, plus the prize I won for it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.